fantastic adventure. Today, we're going to paint some wonderful pictures of crustal contamination and learn all about it. So let's get started here. On the canvas, first, we have some nice country rock. I suggest a beautiful sunset orange for some nice continental felsic rocks. Contamination comes from magma assimilation of the country rock, so we can start with a nice bobby pluton and magma chamber. Maybe add some cracks and fissures where the magma can make a nice little dike or sill. Crustal contamination happens during the formation of dikes and sills and any magma intrusion in continental rock. This can happen during some wonderful subduction melting or maybe even just in hotspot melting. Lastly, we'll add some happy little xenoliths coming into the pluton. Xenoliths fall into the chamber and melt, contaminating the magma with continental material. The really cool thing is magmas can associate up to 40% of its mass, but only if it is hot enough. All the heat for the contamination by assimilation is supplied by the magma itself. We'll start our canvas off with an x-axis of trace elements of barium to ytterbium. We use these trace elements because major elements are unaffected, but trace elements are in low concentrations, so they will vary much more with contamination. And on the y-axis, we'll use trace element concentrations normalized to a chondrite so you can see the difference between the bulk earth composition. The uncontaminated plot is the wonderful olive green, and the contaminated is the lovely basalt black. The contaminated rock shows increased / enriched barium and niobium, all the way to hafnium, as the crust is rich in these wonderful elements compared to a mortar, and these elements contaminate the poor mafic magma. Make sure you add that happy little trough from niobium to tantalum. The trough is a distinctive feature as well. Look at that wonderful little dip right there. Way over on the right side, from titanium to ytterbium, the contaminated and uncontaminated plots match. This is because heavy elements don't partition into melt. Extra high enrichment of rubidium, thorium, and potassium can show us the contamination is from the upper crustal region, whereas the less enrichment of these three lovely elements shows deep crustal contamination. Isn't that really neat? So here we've got a subduction zone with an oceanic plate being subducted below a continental plate. This creates volcanoes. I always like to think of this as cascade volcanoes. The crust is rich in strontium-87 and depleted in neodymium-143. Contaminated intrusions will have higher ratios of strontium and lead and lower ratios of neodymium. As well, the melt is contaminated. And don't be afraid to add a little fish, just a cute little double. You don't want to leave anyone out, maybe a trash panda or a bird too. There is lower strontium ratios in contaminated magma. This is because they are more dilute than morbs, and therefore have a smaller ratio. Let's have some more fun. Here we can add some delta O18. Higher delta O18 is found in the supercrustal material and lower delta O18 is found in the primitive mantle. When it is subducted, it may cause a happy accident by contaminating the intrusion. This would therefore increase the delta O18 in the intrusion. I hope you had a happy painting. God bless you, my friend.